Hello, and welcome to this episode of Lift Every Voice. Lift Every Voice is a program of the Louisville branch NAACP in which we seek to keep our community informed of what the issues affecting our community are and to prepare you for things that are coming. The NAACP is very active in a number of areas. We're active in terms of voting rights, we're active in terms of criminal justice, but one of the most important areas in which we're involved, from my perspective, and that is the area of education. We believe that if in fact we have an educated population, that we can impact and change the dynamics of what happens in our society, so we encourage that we do that. The NAACP Louisville branch has for years been offering scholarships, and this year will be no different from that. Last year we offered over $74,000 in scholarship, and I do say $74,000 from the Louisville branch of NAACP. And that has been impactful in terms of students and what takes place. The success which we have enjoyed with our scholarship program is due in large part to the chairman of that scholarship committee and in terms of her direction and what takes place. I'm pleased to welcome here today Dr. Barney Marshall, chair of the scholarship committee, who has been working with the scholarship committee for a number of years. Bonnie, welcome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being here to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, education and helping young people navigate the waters to get it.
Okay. Well, we not only have Bonnie here, but Bonnie, introduce our two guests, who are just two students, one who already a recipient of a scholarship, but the other one who's planning on to apply, and we want to make certain that you know who they are, because what they're doing and what they're applying for is important.
Well, we have two beautiful young people with us from the Jefferson County Public School System. We have Deja Dean, who attends Doss High School, and she's going to Kentucky State University to major in nursing. We have Damon Forsythe from Pleasure Ridge Park, or we call it PRP. He's going to Kentucky State and going to major in business to have his own clothing line and business to run it. So we're so glad to have them here with us today to talk about the importance of scholarships.
And before we begin talking to them, Bonnie, about the scholarship, let's talk about what scholarship funds. Well, first of all, talk about your committee and the work that it does, and then we'll get into talking about what scholarship funds are out there and available.
Our committee is a subcommittee of the Education Committee, and we spend all year trying to identify sources of funding. We accept applications, we redesign the applications. We have a committee that reviews and analyzes the essays and things that go with the scholarship committee. We offer a big sort of a banquet, not really a banquet, let's say a reception at the end of the year. We create souvenir booklets for them, and we just help students navigate the courses of securing some funding. Unfortunately, we don't have enough money to give full scholarships every year, but we stretch it as far as we can so that students can really get into school and learn what they have to do to prepare for the future.
Okay, so let's talk about the scholarship fund. Let's go through them one at a time and talk about how each one was created, and how we currently fund each one, and what level of college or professional school that they're eligible for. So let's go through those.
Okay, we have currently 5 sources of scholarships. One is the Levi Alexander Scholarship, Levi Alexander Sr. This was a man who worked in Louisville, worked in the coal industry, was not highly educated, but he valued education. So he left funds to the NAACP and designated that those funds should be used for scholarships. He also left property to the NAACP to support scholarships. So that one is for undergraduate students, and regardless of the major, just undergraduate students pursuing education. And that one is funded through the NAACP. The second one the NAACP Scholarship is the Salome C. Worthington Scholarship, a former educator. That one is for undergrad students and any subject area again. This was a person, a member of the NAACP, who loved students, loved education, and left funds to carry on for that education purpose. The next one well, I'm not going to go to that one yet. McDonald's. McDonald's is a corporate scholarship, and that's funded through the Kentuckiana owner-operators. Indiana and Kentucky owner-operators since 2005 have donated $10,000 a year to scholarships, and currently they have $155,000, and they funded over 110 scholarships. Again, that's an undergrad scholarship regardless of the academic area. Then we'll go to the Marshall Family Scholarship. That was a scholarship that the NAACP named after the Marshall family because there were so many educators in the family, and because we love our business. We call our education our family business. So that's a scholarship that's funded through private donations. We solicit funds, and that one's been going since 2016. Another undergrad, regardless of the area or the school, as long as it's accredited. The last one is the Kaufman and Kaufman Scholarship. That's the graduate level for people pursuing terminal degrees, but it's only 3 areas: medicine, law, and religion. And that one has very specific guidelines. This person left this money and wanted people, young people, because you couldn't be over 30 to apply for this for the first time, to look at that going on and furthering the career and earning those terminal degrees. So medicine, law, and religion are the 3 areas that scholarship.
So how many years have you been involved with the scholarship program?
I have been involved since 2005.
Okay. And as we talk about the various scholarships, there is a process for how to get those scholarships and how to apply for it. Could you walk us through what that application process is and how one accesses it?
For all of the undergrad scholarships, you go online to the Louisville branch website, and that's lounaacp.org. You go to that website, go under scholarships, and an application is there. For those scholarships, we're asking them during this COVID season to be submitted electronically. Therefore, we don't have a lot of paper that we're dealing with. You complete the scholarship. The deadline for that one, we give students, because these are undergrads, we give students until June 15th to get that scholarship information, and there are several pieces that go along with that. The completed application form, official transcript, proof of admission, the ACT score if they're given that year, proof of income, letters of recommendation, a photograph, and an essay about how you intend to give back to the community once you get the scholarship and finish your program. So pretty much that's how you apply for the undergrad.
Right.
For the graduate scholarship, that goes through the School of Medicine, School of Law, and theology, schools of theology. Those scholarships, because we don't have so many, those are mailed to us, and we process them through the committee process. We review them, we do interviews, and we make decisions about who earns those scholarships. Okay.
I was joking with you before we started recording this, was saying that once somebody asked me about the scholarship, and my first question was, ask an individual, you're a member of the NAACP, and I guess we should make certain that, to apply for the scholarship, you do not need to be a member of the NAACP, even though you're encouraged.
you're encouraged, and you get a few extra points in that evaluation system if you are a member. Members, students, the membership is $10 a year. For adults, $30 a year to be a member of the NAACP. So it's not an astronomical amount, but if you are a member, you get a few extra points in the evaluation process. But absolutely, it is not required.
Okay, so let's pull these young people into this conversation, because this scholarship program is really all about them and young people across our community. So in terms, Deja, you're a student at Dawes, and you, Bonnie talked about what you're looking at nursing, and you also plan on going to the best school in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Kentucky State University, which is a good thing. So welcome, and tell us about something about you and your interests, your likes and dislikes, or things that you're interested in.
I like to meditate a lot. I always knew that I wanted to help other people since I was in middle school. There's some experience that I had that always told me that I always wanted to help people, always had the compassion to help other people. Nursing also runs in my bloodline, so, I'm always told stories about helping other people, which has always made me interested in helping other people. Things I like to do, I like to, like I said, meditate, just take a lot of time to myself to think about my life decisions in my future. And since I'm a senior, so I'm trying to really decide what I want to do for the future, my careers, and, that's
Okay, well, thanks. Let's move to Damon. Let's talk about yourself. Tell us a little more.
Well, I like to dress well. I like talking to people, making people feel good, stuff like that, hearing them out, accessing life. I like to get a good perspective of everything, slow down sometimes and just take in what is going on. I like to, I want to pave, I want to have a successful future in life, so, this small stuff, you just got to take care of it now. Just later on, you'll be right.
Yeah, both of you touched on something that I think is important in terms of scholarship. When Bonnie was talking about the criteria, she talked about the essay includes what your contribution to the community is going to be when you come back. And both of you talked about, Deja, you talked about, giving back, and nursing is a profession in which you give back. Damon, you talked about building a business in terms of, and being able to forgive. Tell me how important those things are to you.
Business-wise, having something that's of my own is important for me and my community, because my community needs to see more people like me doing well, striving to have better for themselves. I think it'll be a good role model thing for me to see a lot of athletes have other things going on, because they might think that their future is paved one way, but I want to strive out and try other things in life. So me doing well and a good form of art would be good for my community.
Deja?
Since the pandemic, we already have a shortage of nurses, and we don't have enough black nurses, especially black female nurses. So I would love to take that opportunity to be a part of that and help people. Being a nurse, you also put your own life at risk, and I'm willing to do that to help other people. And I care about other people. I always cared about other people in their life and their mental health. And I would love to be a part of that. I plan on, doing nursing the rest of my life and being dedicated to helping others.
So how important to each of you is one, I think you've already gotten a scholarship from McDonald's, and we'll talk about the relationship, Bonnie, that the NAACP has with McDonald's. But the importance of...
He has the scholarship.
So I'm sorry, I'm confused. Damon has the scholarship. How important is the scholarship to what you want to pursue in terms of undergraduate school?
The platform itself was a blessing to have. It would help me. All the help would be, it would be a great help.
Right.
So we'll take everything we can get.
Understand that.
Just getting it down the platform, like I said, the platform. The platform would be good to have. The platform would be a good thing to have.
Right. Well,
And,
any scholarship assistance is
Yeah.
important. And Deja, talk about what scholarship support would mean to you.
It would mean a lot to me to have that extra help, since I'm really, really compassionate in nursing, and I would take that opportunity for any help that I can get. I would take that opportunity and to help me get to where I need to get my degree, my bachelor's degree that I'm trying to aim for.
Okay. Well, let me go back to Bonnie. Let's talk about it, because getting the scholarship and having the funding is important. The NAACP and your education committee has developed a relationship with McDonald's, who have been supported over the years, but the relationship has gone beyond just scholarship support. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
We have just nurtured this scholarship with McDonald's, and they have nurtured it with us. We found that working together, we get more done. Like McDonald's does the Black History Makers of Today program, and that's the one where these young people are asked to identify a teacher, get a recommendation from that teacher, send it in to McDonald's, they review it, and if they are selected, they are on one of the TV shows in the morning, and they are awarded $1,000.
Okay.
And McDonald's has been doing this now a couple of years, and they ask us to come in and help to get them inside the schools, to help the teachers navigate getting this done. So we see that as a positive, very positive relationship. Also, this year, we did a back to school project with the McDonald's on 28th and Broadway, everybody's favorite McDonald's there. And we had packed backpacks to get the students back in school. We do shared reopenings or openings of McDonald's. And we're looking at partnering with them for various activities that relate to education. And McDonald's not only contributes with the $10,000 a year scholarship money, but they also provide funding. When we go in and help them, they give us an additional check to help with scholarships and to help students. So McDonald's is true to what it says. And they're having a manager's training program. They want to get young people to come in, become managers, and move them up the line. So they give back to the community.
No, it sounds great. When we talk about what McDonald's is doing, which is putting money into the scholarship program, none of these scholarships that we talked about are possible without contributions either made in the past or contributions being made now. When we look at the Levi Alexander, the Sloan C. Worthington, Kaufman and Kaufman, those are endowed scholarship programs where money comes in. But we're here today to say that we're willing, and the committee is willing, to accept donations from any and everybody to make certain that we're able to give these young people an educational opportunity. So we'll talk to how individuals can make a contribution.
Okay, this is very, very important. No amount is too small. Any money that is given, every penny of it goes to scholarships for the young people. We do not keep a penny at the NAACP for operations or any of that. You make the contribution to the Louisville branch NAACP, and on the memo line or the for line, you write Marshall Scholarship. The money is put in the fund, and each year we give out scholarships based on the amount of money we give. Because times have been so economically difficult right now, We need money more than ever to help young people like these two young people go to school. We don't have enough to give them a full scholarship, but if we can pay for books or some of the lab fees or some of the things that they face in college, we feel like we're doing something to help. So we need your help. We need you to make a contribution. We don't care how big. We definitely don't care how big. And we don't care how small. We just want contributions to help young people go to school. And they don't have to major in the tradition. They may want to be an auto mechanic and go to one of those schools. We don't care. We just want them to plot their futures.
Want to create that opportunity. Again, let's go through, for those contributions, individuals can make those to make the checks payable to the Louisville branch NAACP, memo line, Marshall Scholarship, and they can mail those to, this is your address, 4306, is it Wyola Court?
Wyola Court.
Louisville, Kentucky, 40218. Hopefully we can be able to pull that up on the screen so you're able to see that. But what that says to us, folks who are listening to this, is that, as she said, no contribution is too small, and every contribution that is large we're willing to take. Our ability to make things happen for these young people and for our community rests with the individuals making contributions. So you're encouraged to make those contributions, and knowing that the scholarship application will continue until the deadline, I think it's June the 15th. After then, scholarships will be awarded. But as it relates to contributions, you'll take all of those, any of those, at all times, right?
All times.
Okay.
Throughout the year, we take those. So please, just reach down and help us to help students who want to go to school, because we have more students like this than the students you read about in the papers every day. So we want to be in the forefront of saying the NAACP supports students and their education, and we need your help to do it.
The best people to ask for those contributions are you all. So why don't you each of you take a couple of minutes or a minute or two and say to the folks again how important the scholarships and encourage donations.
This opportunity is a blessing for me already to be here and to be interviewed. This is really important to me. Like I said, my compassion for helping others, my dedication and my confidence that I have in helping others, I feel like the opportunity will be like a huge blessing for me and something that I'm definitely going to take advantage of to help me get to where I need to get to.
This opportunity will help me show other boys that other men, young men, that they can do something as well good for the community to do better. So me striving and using every help that I could get will help me put that face on for the other young man.
Great statements by you all. So hearing those individuals speak about what this scholarship means to them should be a call to each and every one of you who are listening to this and watching this program to reach down, pick up your checkbook, and make that check payable. So Bonnie, what would you like to leave our audience with today as it relates to scholarship program, and particularly these young people?
I'd like to leave the audience with the idea that we have great young people in the community. We have great young people who want to go to school and can't because they just can't navigate that financial hurdle, or they get almost there and can't make it. You can help them to make it through the NAACP, who has been out there for years and years and years. And you may not hear about us because we're not out beating our chest and drumming, but we do things that help young people in their education. And not only give scholarships, we follow up with them to see how they're doing, what courses they're taking, to make sure they're on target. And we also meet and talk with parents about, have you checked? Have you looked at this? Do you know that if you do this? So the scholarship program is really bigger than money, but the money is the thing that drives it right now. So we need your help.
Well, thank you, Bonnie, for being here today. Thank Deja and Damon for being with us. And hopefully with this program, individuals will respond in a big manner. The NAACP is very active in this community in terms of the scholarship program, which we're talking about today, represents just one thing in which the NAACP is doing. We're on the battlefield every day fighting to make certain that human and civil rights are in fact observed and protected. But doing that means that the NAACP needs you, needs individuals like you to get involved in terms of making a contribution to the scholarship program. Get involved by paying for a membership in the NAACP. Our Louisville branch NAACP is an all-volunteer organization. We have no paid staff. All the work that is done, with the scholarship program in terms of reading the application, grading those, and making an assessment, Bonnie and her committee, are all volunteers. And so that means a lot in terms of where we are. So our membership is where our funding for our operation comes from. So I would encourage you to reach out in terms of membership. If you go to the branch's website, which is lounaacp.org, you can see the application for the scholarship. You can see the membership application. Do that. And if you have any questions and you have some things you want us to follow up on, you can do that by calling us at 502-776-7608, or you can email us at the Louisville branch at lounaacp.org. You can visit our Facebook page, which is at Louisville NAACP, or you can visit our office, which is located at 1245 Catalpa Court. Your NAACP is active and engaged and needs you to be involved, because when everybody is involved, we're able to lift every voice and make meaningful impacts in the community. Thank you for watching this episode.